So beyond this particular project, the NSAS reveals so many things in the context as hopelessness within the system is concerned, particularly as it relates to the place of the youths in Nigeria. And so both on this project and other interventions, CLEAN has really prioritized the Nigerian youths going forward. Why? Because they are our next generations, and why? Because there is need for us to begin to also allow them to take over in terms of leadership of this country. And so this particular research will be revealing, because for us in CLEAN, we actually want to really, when you want to identify a problem, beyond identify a problem, if you want to address a problem, you address it from the root. And so we want to ensure that all the indicators, all the recommendations, or rather, all the findings, rather, of this research are used appropriately. And if you observe during this meeting, you saw that we were practically scrutinizing. We reviewed thoroughly. Why? Because when it comes to trafficking, it's highly delicate. It's very, very sensitive. Appropriate words must be used at the appropriate places. And then key stakeholders, when we were interrogating feedback mechanisms. Why? Because in the name of protection or in the name of assistance or support of any form, no matter of mess happens. And so we are also very much interested in ensuring that young persons, no matter their age, that are victims of trafficking, are adequately catered for. Not just adequately catered for, they're also integrated in the society, integrated in a manner that their sense of being, the totality of their being, their rights are not infringed upon further, because they have undergone true trauma. And bringing them back home took a lot of process. The UN Women that is supporting this intervention have spent huge sum of money, in similar interventions. And so for us, it's not just show, we are trying to consolidate. But for that consolidation to happen, we need data, adequate data that will inform the right policies, data that will inform the right recommendations. And the recommendations will be sectionalized in such a way that service providers, from duty bearers, NAPTIP, civil society organizations, development partners, and what have you, have different recommendations on what they are expected to do in ensuring that the needs of trafficking persons or their experiences are reduced, and then that we don't even want to continue to record such incidents in the future, because having watched the documentary that CLEAN did, each time I remember what I saw, listening to these victims, I always have these goose pimples. And so nobody, no human being, no child, no youth, no human being should undergo such experience in the whole of his or her life. To do what? Review the questionnaire that will be used for the field work, and also get feedback from stakeholders on what should be in this questionnaire for us to achieve our aim.
We're here for the methodology workshop for the gender audit of service providers and shelters, for not only for victims of human trafficking, but victims of sexual and gender-based violence in Abuja. So we're here to do the methodology workshop to review the tools that the consultant is going to apply on the field to get the required information about shelter services in Abuja. There are so many things promoting, facilitating human trafficking in Nigeria. We have the push factors and we have the pull factors. The push factors are the factors pushing them away from Nigeria, and the pull factors are the factors enticing them in the destination country. The push factors, you can say economic reasons, you can say poverty. There are so many push factors that I won't be able to go into details now. And there are so many pull factors there. The mere sense of thinking that they're going to earn dollars, euros, pounds sterling. Now, the exchange rate now is one of the pull factors there. And the availability of social amenities in the countries they're going, some of them are seeing it as the pull factor, which is making them to want to be trafficked. they don't insist openly like that. What they do is they look for ways to be re-trafficked. But if they receive appropriate counseling and guidance, and if they are empowered after coming back, they may not go back into that trafficking. And that's why we're doing this gender audit of shelters and gender audit of service providers of service protection services in Abuja. Because if you're able to do appropriate counseling, if you're able to provide them with the required services when they return, if you're able to empower them, if you're able to make them see reasons why they should not go back, that is, if you make them see reasons why they need to stay in the country and maybe be able to take care of themselves, they may not go back, they may not be re-trafficked. But we have issues where victims are being re-trafficked, and the major cause is maybe lack of sustainability. When they think that if, they've been exposed to better life abroad, so if they come back and you're now giving them, you're empowering them with something like 20, 30,000, they may think that that one cannot cater for them and they may want to be re-trafficked. So what can prevent re-trafficking is ensuring that they are exposed to opportunities available in Nigeria and they are sure that they will be able to make life meaningful for themselves. Our call to the government. So we've talked about the push and the pull factors promoting human trafficking in Nigeria. These factors should be addressed. Youth should be empowered. When a lady knows that she has opportunity to thrive in her country, she will not want to go to another country where she's going to be a second citizen. And we have been clamoring for it, that this issue of human trafficking should be seen as a security issue, so that government should give appropriate attention to it. If government dedicates appropriate attention and NAPTIP is properly funded, then maybe we have a solution to the issue of human trafficking in Nigeria.
Okay, an holistic recommendation will come after this audit and the mapping exercise. However, one of the key things is that I would advocate that the leading government agency, NAPTIP, and other state actors, including the police, civil defense, other actors should receive enough support. Sometimes it is funding, sometimes it is building expertise. We'd expect that would plead and even advocate that they should get the support to adequately lead the campaign against human trafficking. Then for other non-state actors, including INGOs, would advocate that there should be synergy. One of the things we've identified over the course of the years in our research is there's no or very limited synergy amongst actors. So that would say that non-governmental actors should have a synergy of operation so that there would be an holistic fight to combating human trafficking. One of the key things that should be done is that human trafficking should be inculcated into educational curriculums. Now we have seen that it's an endemic problem. It is an issue all hands have to be on deck to solve. Would advocate that human trafficking issues should be added to educational curriculums by, of course, the relevant stakeholders, the experts, so that from young ages, if it's not possible from primary institutions, it should be from secondary, so that from a young age, a young person or a child would be well informed about what human trafficking is, the ills of human trafficking, and how human trafficking contributes to the decadence of our society. I think this will go a long way in helping to solve the problem of human trafficking. Thank you.